Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly pop culture wrap-up. That's right, everybody. Welcome to the weekly pop culture wrap-up here on Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin Robbie Billups. This is the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it. But first of all, big shout out to David Hatch, supporting us over at patreon.com/PCP. David, this is your shout out. Thank you for being such a swell guy. Let's move right on with the weekly pop culture wrap-up. First of all, some comic book news. Myraid has been announced from Vault Comics. We already knew this was coming, but now we got the first 3 titles from Myraid here. You guys know that I'm in love with Vault Comics. Everything that publisher is doing, they're definitely one of my favorite publishers out currently right now in comic books. Myraid is going to be an imprint of Vault that's going to really spotlight and focus in on middle school age and young adult type stories. So that's really cool. I think it's a very necessary and very needed market that needs to be grown and can be grown to immense value here in the comic book industry. So I'm super excited about this. The first book we got is Wrestle Castle. This is written by Paul Tobin with artwork by Colleen Coover. This book sounds really cool. It's about this young lady who wants to be a wrestler and go up to the Wrestle Castle and join this tournament of wrestlers. Her family disapproves, so she has to train in secret. That's the kind of vibe on that. Bonding is by Matthew Ehrman and Emily Pearson. This one sounds one of the most super intriguing to me, but it's about, it seems like it's going to be a love story, but it's also these people have these parasites that are kind of onto them. So instead of wearing their stress and anxieties on their sleeve, they got this giant parasite coming up. But it's also going to be about how to rebuild your love life after a tragic loss or something like that. Sounds really cool. An Unfinished Corner by Danny Coleman. This book sounds amazing. In Jewish mythology, when God created the universe, he left an unfinished corner of creation, and it's supposed to be filled with all kinds of monsters and whatnot. This story is going to be about a character who decides it's time for them to go and to finish the unfinished corner. So there's some really cool stuff. What we've been getting from Vault Comics since they've been around has been really interesting, new, cool science fiction and fantasy titles. So this is going to be the same, but for young adults and middle school readers, aimed directly towards them. And of course, I'm sure those of us that are well above those age of young adult and middle school, we can enjoy them just as much as well. Super excited for Myraid, very excited about the possibilities, and I'm really, really pumped for those books. DC, new Walmart Christmas special. I got it right there. I'm going to show it to you. I just picked this one up today. It's available right now at Walmart. It's a holiday special, just like the Halloween one, but this is more of the Christmas and Hanukkah season. It's got a brand new Flash story in there by Scott Lobdell and Brett Booth. Really cool. Some classic Christmas tales and things like that. Things from DC of yesteryear. Really fun stuff. These DC one-shots from Walmart have been really, really nifty, really fun, a really cool way to re-experience or experience for the first time some of DC's classic stories with a little bit of all new material. And I love these holiday specials right here. Absolutely pumped for that. Grass of Parnassus is a new book by Stuart Immonen and Catherine Immonen, right? So when Stuart Immonen retired from comics, he said he would come back if the project appealed to him enough. This isn't really anything big. It's not really published or anything like this, but what I want to spotlight is how cool this is because it's a webcomic that's distributed on Instagram. So you go to the Stuart Immonen Instagram page, right? And there it is, and he does like a panel at a time, sometimes a sequence of panel. Really cool sci-fi story. Haven't quite got into it yet, but I really like the idea of getting on Instagram and doing some work. I'm a huge Stuart Immonen fan. I know a lot of our followers here are, so I wanted to point you guys in that direction. Movies and TV, the Disney streaming service, we have a name, Disney Plus. Makes sense. ESPN Plus, Disney Plus, it's all under the same umbrella and all that stuff, right? So Disney Plus is coming. The Loki show that we were talking about last week does in fact have Tom Hiddleston in it. So that's really interesting, very interesting. So that's going to be neat to see what they do with there. I'm going to anticipate like prequel-y type stuff, right? Like pre-MCU Loki misadventures or something like that. They're also doing a new Star Wars show. In addition to the Star Wars show that they were already doing with The Mandalorian, Cassian Andor, character from Rogue One. It's going to be a prequel to Rogue One. Not really a prequel to Rogue One, the story, but it's going to be that character from Rogue One. It's going to be set before the events of Rogue One. So that's cool. Jeremy Irons has been cast as Ozymandias in the Watchmen TV series by HBO. That seems interesting. It's really spot on for an older Ozzy. I absolutely think so. So Jeremy Irons is a highly respected actor. I love his work. I'm a fan, so I'm excited for that. Grant Morrison signs a deal with Universal to bring some of his graphic novels and comic books into to life in film and television. And they say that the first one they want to produce is The Invisibles for release in 2020. I have a lot of mixed reactions and feelings about this. The Invisibles is one of my favorite comic books of all time. Grant Morrison is my favorite comic book writer of all time. The Invisibles is something that I just really, really like and respond to. I don't know if not only if television's ready for The Invisibles, or I don't even know if the world's ready for The Invisibles. It's crazy, weird, wild, but The Matrix even showed that you could take that kind of story and have it be relevant, and have it be fun, and have it hit that mass appeal to a wide audience, right? So maybe they can do something like that, but I also don't want them to kind of like dumb it down or try to make it more appealing. I like that The Invisibles is hard to follow, hard to get into. You have to research things, you have to get into it, you have to work to get into The Invisibles. But it would be really cool because right there, The Invisibles does have multiple layers. When it does have just a really good rock'em sock'em fun action sci-fi conspiracy type story, right? That's there, but there's a lot beneath that. Would the TV show capture this? I don't know. We shall see. So like I said, lots of mixed emotions, but Grant Morrison signing this deal with Universal, producing more television shows and films based on his work like they've done with Happy. Very excited for that. Just go for it. I'm going to be wary about an Invisibles adaptation no matter what or where or who. That's just me. So that's my weekly pop culture wrap up. Let me know in the comments below any thoughts you have or anything on this. Like, do you trust The Invisibles for a TV series? Do you think that they could capture that onto a television series for a wide audience? I don't know. What do you think? Let me know what you think down below in the comments, or about anything else we covered or did not cover. Be sure to look out for what we got coming up this week. A new Comics Revisited. We'll be talking about Scarlet Spider and Venom when they crossed over. The Exile Returns. It was the first Scarlet Spider story. Very excited to be talking about that one. We got the weekly comic book review and all that jazz and more. We do have a new top 5 coming soon. It will be Superman villains, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and check us out at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on living.